Looking for Warlock gear you can snag in pre-patch that lasts until pre-Raid BiS? Then my spreadsheet is exactly what you're looking for. It covers all the PvP gear with the cost per item in honor points and marks, how long each item lasts on your way to 70, which items replace them, where to get them, and of course the total number for just armor, weapons, and everything combined. If you're unaware of the PvP system changes that pre-patch brings, I'll cover that with an extra little secret tip later in the video, and also if you're interested in an explanation of the spreadsheet, the color coding and that kind of stuff, that's also later in the video. But for now, let's crack on with the gear in pre-patch that can last you until pre-Raid BiS. Alright Warlocks, there are so many items for you to pick up, you're a bit spoiled for choice. 3 of them are quite cheap, weapons are decent, the epic armor is too, and better yet, the cheaper blue alternatives still hold up pretty well, so you've got plenty of flexibility if you don't have a lot of time to PvP in pre-patch. First up are the weapons, and I recommend you definitely target these, as the one-hand and off-hand combo lasts until level 70 when you replace them with your pre-Raid BiS items. Alternatively, you could grab the level 60 PvP staff instead if you're short on time. There are 2 Alteric Valley items that are cheap to grab, and another one from Warlock Gulch that gets you a belt, bat, and braces. These hold up to level 67, 68, and 69 respectively, which is an absolute steal for their low honor point cost. Then we move on to the bulk of the epic armor that across the board looks to stay strong until level 68, if not higher, depending on if you're able to target the Shadowmoon Valley group crest line for the eye attunement. All of these have their blue PvP versions that are cheaper in honor cost to give you a bit more flexibility on your approach if you're low on PvP time in pre-patch. My opinion with these is to think seriously about the chances that you'll do the Shadowmoon Valley group quest at 68. If the answer is no, then pick up the epic versions for the head and shoulders, then get the blue versions for the legs and boots, because you're going to be replacing those as you do dungeon quests like breaking into Alcatraz, etc. Next up are the epic chests and gloves that also have their blue cheaper versions. Unfortunately, it looks like these get replaced pretty early on at level 63 and 64 from Orkanai Crypts and Mana Tombs, so it might not be worth investing your time into these in the first place. And lastly, and by all means least, is the Lawkeeper ring from Warlock Gulch. The cost in honor is low, but it's still 30 marks, and there are so many options for rings from early quest rewards and dungeon drops that I recommend you skip rings completely unless you've got honor and marks to spare. The traditional rank requirement for gear is removed, as is the reputation requirement for rep gear. Instead, you accrue honor points for participating in battlegrounds, and each battleground rewards you its own respective mark. It's 3 marks for a win and 1 mark for a loss. You save those points and marks up to then spend on PvP gear. So that secret tip is that you can build up your reserves of honor points and battleground marks, which stack up to 100 by the way, in preparation for when you hit level 70. Then you can head straight to the PvP gear vendor and snag some seriously powerful gear the moment you dig, which can get you some pre-Raid BiS or better gear instantly. So the spreadsheet is laid out from left to right to show you the level 60 PvP item name, the item slot, honor point cost, the number of marks, and which battleground you need to target to get those marks, a link to the item in the TBC Classic database, and then the name of the most solid item upgrade that you'll get in Outland, the earliest level that you can get that item, again a link to the item in the TBC Classic database, and then any comments that are worth bearing in mind and possible alternatives that you should consider. I've also got some color coding and effects as well, as I'm always updating these spreadsheets for all classes as part of my ongoing feedback from the community or discoveries that I make during my research. Green is for items that are strongly recommended. Yellow are still decent items but don't last quite as long as the others. Orange are recommended but they have comments worth considering. And finally, red for items that would be green and definitely worth picking up, but I'm holding out with a little bit of skepticism over these items and further research is required. If you can help out with these, please drop a comment or contact me on Discord so I can make further amendments as we go along. If you've got any items that I need to know about, please drop a message in the comments or ping me on Discord so I can take a look and update the spreadsheet as needed. Be sure to share this resource with guildies and friends as I'll continue making my way through all classes and the relevant specs. Subscribe to see more videos, drop a like or dislike to let me know how you found the video, head over to Twitch and drop a follow to catch me live, and hopefully I will see you next time. Peace!